Hello, Jeff Daskin here. Right now it is January the 10th of the year 2020. And what I wanted to do is give you a prophecy update about the events that have taken place over there in Iran, or actually Iraq and Iran, within the last week. And does that have anything to do with moving up our time scale? That's what we're going to look at today. Now, what I want to talk about is Ezekiel 38 and 39. It's a battle described in the Bible in great detail of things that will take place that haven't taken place yet. And that is where Turkey, Russia, and Iran, among some other nations down here, but these are the three main players, will come against Israel in the last days. And if you look in Ezekiel, it first talks about Israel coming back, and it talks about the last years. But when this battle begins to take place, it says we're in the last days. It's no longer several years away, but we are getting close. So whenever we see events that are happening that might escalate that, from a prophecy standpoint, it's worth checking out. Now, these three guys in the year 2017 got together, they made an alliance. This has never happened, where the Turkey president, Russian president, and Iran Ayatollah get together, they make an agreement. Now, what event am I talking about? I'm talking about Donald Trump killed their general Qasem Suleimani with a drone. Here's his car, not much left of him, all right? As he's getting out of the car, they kind of wiped him out. Iran decided, we've got to attack back. Who? This guy. You know, he got on there, he said, we gotta go after him, we gotta get him. And so what they did is they sent 15 bombs. Here's a picture of the base in Iraq that they were trying to bomb as part of the retaliation. And here's, I guess, where the people are staying. And these circles here are they sent 15 bombs, but didn't kill anybody, either US or Iraq. But here's some of the places that they hit. So they're pretty close. I mean, they were trying. Some people are saying, well, they missed on purpose. No, they were trying to kill. You know, thank God they didn't hit anything, because I think it would have forced Trump's hand to really retaliate and escalate into something we really don't want. But God's in complete control. So anyway, looks like the dust has settled right now, but let's see. And by the way, these are weapons that were probably paid for because of the Obama administration sending Iran 125 billion, that's a B, dollars, you know, and they used that money. This guy right here used that money to create havoc within the Middle East. You know, they annihilated Syria. They've been over there all throughout that country. He's responsible for killing probably about 600 Americans. And this was a bad guy, way worse than Osama bin Laden. And so it was a good thing that this guy's gone, but he was when we sent him that money, they used that to terrorize the Middle East. They want Iran, which is the old ancient Persia, wants to put together the Ottoman Empire. They have, just like the Christians, talk about Christ coming back, you know, and ruling and reigning here for 1,000 years. And there will be a battle at the end called the Battle of Armageddon. The Muslims have their guy too. It's the Mahdi. And you know that the Muslim religion comes from Satan, because Satan always tries to copy Jesus, right? He wants to emulate him. Whatever he does, Satan copies, and he tries to one-up him. So these guys, they have their own Quran. They have their religion. It talks about a war in the end times where their Mahdi comes. Now you've got the Sunnis and the Shiites. They disagree in the fact the Sunnis want to wait for the Mahdi to show up to get this last war started. The Shiites, they want to get it started. Iran, they want they believe that if they get this war started, the Mahdi will show up. So they, even though logically Iran should be completely afraid of the United States because of our military power, we could walk through them in a week. Believe me, I spent my entire life in the military, no problem to take them guys out. But it's a religious thing. They believe if they get it started, their Mahdi is going to come and help them, right? It's not a logical thinking. So they want to get it started, but they need some help from Russia. Turkey's willing to come in there. They're Muslims also. They're also in the Shiite sect. And Russia needs some funding from probably China. And China's really mad at the United States right now and wouldn't mind hurting them. A lot of the world would want to hurt them. So how does this event possibly move things up in the scale? Let me show you. Okay, anyway, you know these guys are great friends. So you don't think these countries would ever come against Israel because these guys are great friends and they're afraid of Trump, right? So they wouldn't do it. But does this event change things? So Congress is putting together a bill right now. It says Congress has not authorized the president to use military force against Iran. Congress hereby directs the president to terminate the use of the United States Armed Forces to engage in hostilities in or against Iran or any part of the government or military. If this passes, and Donald Trump is in an election year, you know, he's not want to do anything to disrupt that. And if they've tied his hands, so theoretically the president is only supposed to act militarily if the United States is in danger. If those three countries are coming against Israel, that's not in danger in the United States. And if they pass this bill and say, you know, come right out and say, Donald Trump, you cannot do anything, it could tie his hands. And these guys know this. They listen to what's going on in our thing. If they think, hey, Donald Trump can't do anything, this is our opportunity to go after Israel. And the Bible and Ezekiel even tells us why. It's to prosper, to take booty. They have a lot of oil and natural gas that they've discovered there in Israel just within the last 10 years. And they need that port access also. So there is a financial need from Russian standpoint, from China's standpoint, and then Turkey and Iran, they just hate Israel and America, all right? So that's their motivation. Donald Trump, here's what he tweeted out. Hope all the House representatives will vote against crazy Nancy Pelosi war powers resolution. So what's going to happen? We don't know. But if that passes, it could tie Donald Trump's hands. Now, before this Gog and Magog War happens, I believe that we have to have the destruction of Damascus. Right now, Russia has all this area. They got about 50,000 soldiers in this area right here. And Turkey's right up here. They're moving in there against the Kurds. Trump's kind of kept them at bay a little bit, but they're natural enemies. They all are ready to come down against Israel, right? They're at the doorstep. God said he would pull them in by the jaw, and that's what he's done. Now here's a picture of Damascus. You know, that it's famous for Paul was on the road to Damascus, right? There's about 2 million people there. But Isaiah says, behold, Damascus will cease from being a city, and it will be a ruinous heap. It's supposed to be knocked out like in a day. They will be as the glory of children of Israel, says the Lord. So this tells us right here that Israel is the one that's going to knock out Damascus. This could be, when they do that, is what kicks the trigger for Iran, Russia, and Turkey to say, let's go. Let's go after Russia. Trump can't do anything about it. We're clear. This is our opportunity. It could happen within the next few months. After that happens, there will be, when the dust settles from that Gog and Magog War, it's likely going to be a treaty. There'll be a 7-year treaty, which will kick off the last of 7 years before Jesus comes. It's kind of exciting in the times we live in to see how this unfolds. We know the end game, but the details of how it's going to unfold. We're just learning now, right? It's fun. Amen. God bless. Hope you enjoyed this.